Hello everyone, how very good of you doing, and welcome back to Pax Augusta. Take a cup of coffee, sit back, relax and enjoy as we continue onwards developing our capital, I should say, because in the last episode we were focusing a bit too much on other cities perhaps, which was though important because with that we have a very nice income now on our personal wealth, and I would like to continue with that. The first thing is that here in the capital we actually have a pretty good income. So the difference here is 200, and that's despite us already giving me a salary, right? So despite having an outcome here that we are paying into our own pockets as it should be, and that means I can increase my salary further, and I would like to do this. We're doubling it now to 30. It was 15 before that. Gonna apply this, and this will then be presented. I'm still not entirely sure if this actually counts for all my cities or for just the one that we're looking at right now. That is something that is not quite clear to me based on what I can read here. We'll just see. You know, I mean, it doesn't really matter as we're not limited by personal wealth. In fact, we're limited by the reputation. We have the money, so we could now run for the office, right? However, since we don't have the reputation here, we have a lower success chance. So yeah, all the bribery and all of the spending of money could be for nothing. So we need to prepare for this better. So 800 is basically my goal here. That is something that we should prepare. Now, income is also nice for my building materials. So what I can also do here, and what I would like to do, is also start now with that trade. For this, once again, we have the harbor warehouse, and as I already planned, right, we have then here this area where we start with some basic trade buildings to make something nice out of this. And yeah, unfortunately, oops, there it is. Oh yeah, people clapping. Unfortunately, I cannot build here, right? Nope. It needs to be... Okay, at least 2 points need to be inside, otherwise it's not working, right? So this is working. I could also have it over here for starters. I would probably like to go and have one more or less in the middle. So if I have one here, it should be fine, right? And then we're building it. They're pretty expensive, so I'm gonna wait before I'm building more. I just want to get this started here, right? Close to my ocean. Let's put this away again. And for the rest, what I can see is we're importing the bricks already. We're importing the iron. So it's not really important to have this production up and running. Importing is also, yeah, entirely possible. Now, my next target right now is to reach the Domus. That would be the next one. Insula, we need quite a few of them though, because right now we only have 127. 170 is my capacity. They're satisfied 100% right now. So there's definitely room for more. And let's check it out. We got these big houses. Pretty sure I cannot build it here. Nope, as expected. I hope that we can still squeeze something in here. There it is, but that's an ugly one. This is looking better, closer to my... Ah, yeah, we're out of the bricks again. Vitruvius, give me my bricks. Where are they? Oh, they're in here. They're always in here, or always on this location, but now we have a house on it. They're not particularly happy about that. By the way, speaking about bricks, we're not having bricks on this. I think though, yes, we're using all the agreements now, right? So there's really not much room more for me to grow brick-wise. I could think there's the bricks. Very good. It's been a while. No, there really is no brick deposit here. So trading is really the most important thing. And also here we have built the first port now, and this gives me another boost to my reputation. A few more we can still squeeze in. Ah, very good. Those 3, that's lovely. And behind that we can just have then those commercial zones, right? That are that should bring me in something, but I can see, oh yeah, only this one is working. This one perhaps. But then we've really reached the end of our buildable space yet. I wonder how it's decided. Just by the terrain, probably. There is another one possible. That makes me very happy. Not like this though, but like this. Okay. And then also another one here. No. No, certainly not. Level 2, also not possible. So this really is the end. And the same goes for this area. Very unfortunate. Okay, not the end of the world though, because we got the main road here, and with that a main source of happiness that we can provide. The altar is actually huge at this point. That's just perfect, so we can have more here. Also, I want to have more here, right? So we're gonna move them now. We're gonna move them over here. It makes more sense to me too. And with that, I'm gonna have one here. Let's add some variety of that. I've heard your criticism, and some of those buildings are looking too similar to each other. So we can have one like this, right? And then there's really not much variety, I'm sorry. This one here perhaps. So in the back we could have a well providing the water for this block. There you go. Actually it's overlapping quite a bit with this well already. Not the end of the world. Let's go ahead. And also provide them with more city streets. So we can make the connection complete now here. And then also another one up here. And then I would like to have a few more of them. Probably the big one. Oh, we're still within the green. That's perfect. That's really cool. And this way? This way is possible. Super sweet. And also some gardens in between perhaps. Like something here. I mean, we're getting food in from the fisherman, but can't hurt to have more. And backyard house. Oh, I didn't know this exists. You can have them for additional income. One here, one here. And perhaps even a one. No, that's not possible. But that's a whole new block coming along. And this makes it possible for us to delete those now. Now the question here is, if we have livable space. Let's check this out. There's no one living in here now, right? 15 could live. If I delete now one of them, do we lose them? I don't think we lose them, right? They're just moving to free space. But I don't see it. 127, we didn't lose anyone. So I can only guess that they actually moved to another house. 130. We're still having 130. Yes, I think they're moving in because there's a bunch of people now living in here. And that was very fast. So yeah, that would be okay for me. That also gives me the opportunity now of building those big houses here in the center as well. Just need the right ones. This one doesn't look very city-like. This one looks pretty cool. Those look a bit simple. I like this one. Looks like a fire station once again, but it's okay. Oh, right, bricks. That's once again something we need to work on. There, we lost them. Okay, so they disappear. But it's only 30 that we lost, and they're regrowing already. Plus, it's the lowest class that we have, right? Look at that. These 100 pay me 100 taxes. Those 300 pay me 900 taxes. That's sweet. And those 200 pay me 400. Income is fine. Food is... It looks like food is not fine, but I'm pretty sure it is. Okay, so it also is that we have now 853 personal wealth, and that means, yes, 800 we need. I can apply now for Praetor. This gives me a Grandstone Theater, a Podium Temple. The Forum is getting increased once again, and we can raise our salary to 50. With that, Malus annual tax is 25. At the end of the year, the Emperor taxes the city treasury at the specified tax rate. Okay, so we need to pay more in our cities with that then basically as well. Let's run for the office. And we'll need to wait a bit before that comes in. Now, I face a major issue right now in our capital. And that is, unfortunately, the maps are all pretty small in this game, right? So this is one of the biggest maps that I've seen of all of them that I've created so far. Also with lots of flat space, that is great. But still, at some point, you just run out of food when it comes to that. So we're constantly, I'm keeping afloat here with the importing, right? We have used all the fishermen spots. What I can try is, I can try and send Vitruvius still over here. And hope that he finds me more fishermen, but yeah, I've already done this a couple of times now, right? So this is not possible anymore. The other food production I've found so far is my farm, and look how big it is. It's ridiculous. ridiculously big. I mean, the maps are so small, and then you've got a farm like this. You cannot place this anywhere because you're always at some point outside of the city. The only location that comes to mind would be this area. But I would cripple my city with that a lot, right? Because there's not much room to build anymore, but it's the only solution I can see right now. So I'm gonna get rid of this road here. And I'm just gonna hope that we can, in fact, place the farm here somehow. We can. Okay, how much further could I push it? Yeah, not that much. It's probably somewhere here, so we could even have some smaller houses still there, right? That would be possible. So I'm gonna make it so that we have 3. Yeah, 3. That's the maximum I can do. So I'm gonna have this well here. That's probably my border, right? So that the farm somehow is attached to it. And then we have this tiny room for smaller houses still. Whatever type, right? You can basically squeeze in any of these. And then let's build the farm. Oh my goodness. Let's just have a look at that. It's actually not expensive, right? It just requires a lot of space. A ridiculous amount of space. We can still have a road here. I'm not intending to ever build a second farm. If food becomes a problem again, well, that's it. The other thing I can still push here is warehouses. So I can squeeze in one more up here by the farm. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. I would like to have another smaller building than up here for trade. Right, and be happy. Lots of stuff is being traded here back and forth. Also, marble is just crazy. We're full on marble again. And I definitely want more marble stored. But once again, also this requires so much space. Okay, there it is. Our big farm. And this one is also boosted by the calendar and has a production capacity now of 133 with the Liberty. And this should bring in then, well, a lot of food. Where are you transporting it, by the way? Can we choose the target, please? This one, right next to it. There's also the road here. This should lead to a lot of food now, right? I mean, it's a beautiful building. I love the buildings in this game. So many details. This really is a gorgeous building, and yeah, provides now food to my citizens. That's the trader road here, right? I've already built it. Should expand it a bit further over there. Okay, with that we're having exploding food production again, so it will last us for a while. But don't forget, we're not even halfway where we need to be for the next level. Alright, so 400 we need of the Cives, and I don't have that. Let's go back to the world map. Because I want to see if we get a new title. And it should be over here. And yep, as expected, or as totally unexpected, we are now a Praetor. And get this new title in right away that we can also use to get more personal wealth out. What we could try and find out here is, in fact, something to trade with. Merchant wood. Let's have a look at this. What's going on over here? I'm Stephanus Vipsanius Helmbergius, and I operate a trading company. My cargo ships can deliver goods to you anywhere in the world once you have acquired a trade license. And I buy from you the food. We can buy... Oh yeah, okay. Okay, so this is a trading license that affects then all my cities. And he buys from me food for this piece, and he also sells to me wood for this price per piece. If I buy the trading license, I guess he's now trading with us around our cities. I love this. Very good. It was already worth it coming back to the world map. I'm trying to find now other traders as well, right? Because that is wood. What do we have here? There's a bank. Let's have a look at the bank. In Turicum. You can securely deposit your money with me to protect it from bandits while traveling the Empire. Alright, we haven't been attacked yet. Probably should do it at some point. Wood merchants again. Unfortunately, that's not what I need. This looks like a very dangerous area. Merchant for wood again. Or is this just a placeholder? Perhaps it's a placeholder, you know? Let's go for it. In fact, it is a No, he's selling me wood again, right? But he buys also iron. That's not good to me. So we need someone else. There's someone that actually sells me food and he would buy wood. Let's get this trade license going. Also found me a trade license for iron. Ooh, that's expensive. I'm not doing this because I would prefer the a brick trade license if I can find it somewhere. Okay, there they are. They would sell me bricks and that's a very cheap one. So in fact, it's so cheap that we probably could still go for the iron as well. Well, we have the money for it. There it is. With that, we are out of money anyway. Let's return. Yeah, and now on the map, back in the city, we can now see merchants sell to you these kind of things, right? And total purchase quantity 1,500. And merchants buy from you wood and food, but I don't care about the export here. I care about, there it is, the import of bricks, especially right now. There it is, and adjust the quantity. What? Book it. Yeah, 100. Let's make it 200 for 500 each. That sounds about right. So we've booked 200 and my capacity would be 700. So we could also sell something, but out of these I need everything. We could also do the same thing with the food, by the way, to get rid of the farm again at some point, but it could be expensive. And a little bit later, there's actually a ship coming and it actually has bricks on board. That's nice. It's not just a placeholder. Coming into my city. Let's just see how much we really pay for that. 50 we have. Oh. Oh, what's going on? Where? Ah, there are the bricks. Okay. He didn't sell us everything though. Let's push this up a bit. I guess it needs to be the right trader. Okay, there's one more building that I haven't built yet, and that is a house for engineers. It's in the education tree. It is unlocked. It's not a demand per se, but it provides housing for engineers. And this also gives me respect points. Question is, what does it do? And I guess we have to find out. I'm gonna have it right in front of the arena. It's not a good idea. Probably gonna place it right here. It's pretty huge. And with the remaining bricks we have, I'm continuing building now houses for the Kives. So we are at 350. That is just painful though. I don't think we will be able to reach it on this map. Because the map is just simply too small for everything here. And also look how performance is at this point. Like I'm going through the city here with 1 FPS, I think. Only if we zoom in close, it gets fluent again. So there is this, and let's just check it out. What happens if we finish this? Oh, okay, this is big. This is a whole new mechanic. Engineers. We can provide a room. No, we have a room now, so 5. We can hire them. Okay. Aulus Vinius. He's waiting for training. And we can now put him into something, and we can boost our production with that. That is cool. Alright. 20% fish catch. Yes. I'm gonna select him. Oh. Okay. Then he needs to go to train somewhere. So we are up here. There are 2 locations for this. It takes 16 weeks. Including the travel times. It costs me 470 in total. Wine bars offer 7 of 10. And once this is finished, we should get the bonus. And since we're constantly low on food, I'm gonna accept this. Let's hire the next one. I mean, they're dirt cheap, right? Next in line, what else do we have? What is that? 85% of the construction materials are added to the storage when we demolish a building. This sounds like a good deal. Doubles the reduction of epidemic risk through improved drains. More stable shafts means the supply radius of wells is increased by 30%. That is also nice. Marble boost, fire boost. More precise digging for the graveyard adds to 25% more, 20% more people can be buried in the burial grounds. Oh, yield of backyard gardens is increased by 15%. That's actually really neat. And 15% storage capacity increase at port facilities due to better utilization. Nah. I'm probably gonna go ahead with the drainage. This is close by. 1,000. Okay. That's also pretty nice here for the well. Right. I have 2 more, so I'm probably going to go for Shovel Master, because that's definitely something you need at some point. And yeah, more yields out of the backyard gardens. Okay. So they're coming in now in 11 weeks, 17 weeks, 19 weeks, 51 weeks. And once that is done, we should get some nice improvements for the city. That is a surprise mechanic that I enjoy. Nice. Speaking about the graves, you know, we have the graves over here. And as you can see, we're at 5,000 out of 6,300 graves. So this is constantly climbing. I wonder what happens when we're full. I mean, I cannot endlessly expand the graves, right? I can probably have another one here and here, and then smaller ones here by the river. And the idea is here to, when we have flooding, right, they get washed into the ocean. I haven't seen a flood yet though, but it would be a natural disposal system. Yeah, outside of that, we're not really getting anything in here, right? Next delivery unknown. Unknown. No one likes to sell us something, it seems. This is just coming in from my natural import. But I'm not making a lot of bricks. I see ships from time to time docking, but they're not unloading anything. Despite us having all of that in. Okay, we do have a few more bricks though, so I could take this. What I wanted to do here is getting rid of these guys. Oh, he's already back with the fisherman training. And the city will now benefit from his new knowledge that we've gained out of that. And let's build us one of the big ones. Oh, not this one. There was a corner one that I enjoy. Not this one. That is similar. That is even more similar. This is far from it. Where's my corner? They all look the same, the shapes. But one of them was a corner piece. I guess that's the one, yeah. That's a corner piece. I'm gonna place it here. Even though it's huge, right? And with that we have a bit of space here and a bit of space here. And I would like to use this for... because these people want a restaurant for sure. And I'm gonna use this for... this one. Do we have overlap? We have a pretty big overlap with that. I'm not gonna have it here. We could probably push it over there. Or here. Yeah, let's have it here. Otherwise the overlap is too big. And a latrina was also needed, right? Yeah. There's a normal one. That has been unlocked now, that's new. And this one. Better. We need more slaves. Let's purchase them all. We are having 100,000 denarii right now. I think this is quite a bit. Gaius Albius has completed more stable well shaft training. And my wells should now have a bigger radius. I have to believe it. Let's get this one in. There you go. I mean, who else is operating it, right? The slaves, of course. Food is fine. The thing is, during winter we're not producing. It makes sense, of course, right? But I didn't know it up to this point. In winter we have basically no production. So we always need to have a storage of food. And smallholder training, and thanks to that, we are getting this bonus. I have no idea what the smallholder training was. Ah, there it is. More yields from the gardens. And... yeah, they are available again, right? We can use them once again to train more, like 50% more trees that we can fell. Or we can't. Nope. Oh, I see. Alright, they are sticking to the task then, right? So he now is responsible for the fisherman responsible for the stable shafts. So you're limited to 5. Can I build a second one? Yeah, I can build a second one. This gives me another 5 engineers. Not doing this though, because the rest of the bonuses are for production. And we basically have no production here except for food. And I like how the city center is coming along, right? Shaping a bit differently now that with the Kivis moving in. That's lovely. And for now, that's though the end of Pax Augusta for me, because simply the performance gets a bit too bad. The game is crashing a few times on me now. And also, I think the mechanics are not fully working because I can't really proceed at the moment. Also, the maps are so small that I'm not building the same cities now 3 times just to get some more things going. So we're just gonna wait a few patches and then we return to this one, I hope so. Outside of that, I really enjoyed this game so far. I just hope that a few more stability patches especially come in, and then we'll just see, you know, we'll just see. No pressures here. Stay tuned.